couple. Actually, I have a gentleman that was a swim coach and a teacher of mine in high school, and he just passed away recently. So I was actually reflecting on this just a few weeks ago. And I was in grade 11, and I got a part-time job as a cashier at Zellers. Zellers isn't around anymore, but if you're older, I'm sure you remember Zellers. And Mr. Pell said to me, he says, "Bergman," he called us all by our maiden names, "Bergman, do you want to be a cashier at Zellers, or do you want to be a swim team for Kennedy High School?" And I said, "With all due respect, Mr. Pells," I said, "I think I'm a good swimmer, but I don't think I'm going to be good enough to get a full scholarship to a college or university. But working at Zellers is going to afford me the ability to buy a vehicle and save for college or university. So I'm going to have to go be a cashier at Zellers." And looking back, it's one of those lessons. I love swimming. I was a competitive swimmer. I've been swimming my whole life. And really gave me a perspective to look and say, okay, I'm at this fork in the road. Do I want to do something that's more of a hobby, or do I want to work on something that's going to get me where I want to be in the future? And I would say that's a pretty big turning point in my life. And he was an amazing coach and mentor, and I really am thankful for everything I learned from him. And I'm also thankful that I did take the path that I did working at Zellers, because I was able to buy my first vehicle, save for my first house working there, and made a lot of great friends and connections as well to help me build my resume. Another one, my past partner lost his job and didn't have a job for about 3.5 years, and that was extremely tough. So I kind of went maybe a little too crazy in the extreme, where I canceled everything. I canceled the home phone, went to the most basic cable and internet packages you could get, very basic cell phone plans. I used to go to Starbucks. I grabbed myself a $5 coffee and I walk around Indigo. I love books, so I would spend every couple weeks, I would say somewhere between $40 and $80 on books. So I stopped doing that. I had a library 3 blocks from my house. So I actually started walking to the library and taking out books to save myself that money. Stopped going to Tim Hortons every morning and buying coffee and a bagel. I started making those at home. Cut out, we'd order pizza once a week, usually Chinese food. I had 2 gym memberships, so I canceled both of my gym memberships and started training for a marathon and riding my bike and just doing things that were free. Again, maybe a little extreme, but it's definitely helped me now. I mean, that was, probably 16 years ago now. But I've kept the same values and principles, I guess, and things that I learned and instilled back then. And I've been able to pass on that knowledge. I've had clients, I just talked to someone the other day and I said, like, who on earth, I'm sorry if you're watching this, but like, who on earth still has a home phone? You're spending like $60 a month on a home phone. There are a lot of cheaper alternatives out there where you can spend like $100 a year so that your kids can still call you if there's an emergency. So just some of those small tweaks and things that I've made in the past have helped me to pass on that knowledge to clients as well too.